What's the motherfucking deal? Wait 1 second. God damn it. Everything is always so. Anyway, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I'm glad that you could join this evening. I want you to know that the den is the best conversation on the internet. And if you, well, how do you know that? Because you guys make it the best conversation. I look forward to chopping up with you guys frequently. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First, shout out to Culture. Making it so simple. Clicky majiggy. Did I miss it? I must have moved the mouse. Ed Honcho HTX. You can catch my personal social medias. Oh, I know why. God damn it. I adjusted it the wrong way. Okay. You can catch my personal social medias on Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Den Show Live, Facebook, Instagram, Gmail, Twitter, all Den Show Live. Didn't have a 1 p.m. today. Had some issues going on. And damn near had some fucking internet issues. So that's why we got to start late tonight. And to reset, recalibrate, readjust, refix everything. Podcast, Den Show Podcast.com. You can catch, I've been uploading these streams. So if you want to listen to the audio from the streams, you just chilling, just want to hear the conversation between the Den folk. Check that out. Streamlabs.com if you want to make a one-time donation to the channel. Patreon.com. It's a little thing you didn't click. Shout out to Miss Grace, Stina Starry-Eyed, Diana, Betty Spaghetti, Donald Trump, Dan the Man, James, and Miss Goya. I appreciate all of you for supporting the long-term success of this community. I'm glad everybody could join this evening. And if you ever want to call the Den, send a text message, any of those good things, 833-284-3336. You can send memes and, screenshots of news stuff if you come across something interesting. Would definitely love to see that. Shout out to everybody who does. I appreciate you guys. Let me get rid of this. We don't need any more. I don't need any more of that. No more fireworks, even though people still out there popping fireworks. But that's a whole different conversation for another time and place. But let's see what we got joining us this evening, man. Let's get into some good conversation. As you know, Friday nights, Talking Dirty After Dark. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, Honcho, we just talked about one night stands not that long ago. Well, yes, that's before a lot of the transitioning in the den started taking place. So we got some newer folks in there, so I definitely think the conversation will be interesting, but it doesn't have to necessarily solely be based on one night stands. But we're going to get some ideas on that, and then, we're going to have some other conversation going on. And I'm not going to take a long time talking about it. We are going to get this party started. So let's see what we got joining us today. And then let's get into some good conversation. My name, what's the motherfucking deal? Culture, what's the motherfucking deal? Jess Sarah, always good to see you. Jess Sarah, what's the motherfucking deal? Hope you're all right out there. I know you live in Cali, so be careful out there. Mary, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join us. Female Pimp, I know you're in Cali, but I hope something fell on your head during the earthquake. But no, seriously, I hope you're all right. My name, you already got one, god damn it. Kahau MC, D Nelly, what's the motherfucking deal? Sweetberry, what's the motherfucking deal? Nana Diana, what's the motherfucking deal? Rob C, you out in Cali, Rob C? If so, be careful. I have, kind of a nightstand on my side of the bed, so there's that. Let me see. Bad and Bougie, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join us this evening. Only One Live, what's the motherfucking deal? T Chala, what's the motherfucking deal? Jack Tripper, Three's Company, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad that y'all could join us. So, you in Cali also? Is everybody in Cali? Goddamn, what's going on in Cali? I heard they had some aftershocks. I heard what was like a 6.3 or something like that, and then like a 5.4 or some type of aftershocks. I don't know what it was. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look at the details. I just read the headlines. So it's a lot of tomfoolery going on. So hopefully all the folks on the West are okay. I hope that y'all are safe. So maybe we can have some conversation to get your mind off. If you didn't feel in Northern Cali, well, forget you then. You don't get the condolences, you don't get the concern if you didn't feel it. So go eat some tortilla chips. But let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's get into it. One night stands. I want to know why we get into these situations. And when we talked about it, I think the angle we talked about it from was were they good or bad, right? Call all of them earthquakes. Yes, I do, and I do. I try to wear all of the shirts that you can go and get at the denshowmerch.com or denshowshop.com. You can go get you one of these. So yes, until y'all buy 1 million of them, I'm going to continue to wear them. Big M. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was you gotta try harder than that. Female people, that was kind of corny, like those tortilla chips you love so much. Anyway, but so my thing is about that is one night stands. You know, how do you get into these situations? And is it technically a one night? Like, like a one night stand? When I look at it like this, right? A one night stand is, I guess it technically counts if it's somebody you know and you only do it once. But to me, a one night stand is more along the meet somebody same night type situation. I guess there's differences maybe. I guess maybe you could talk to somebody for a little bit and then, you know, maybe I'll do it one time and then that's kind of it. Or I want to know, what do you guys think the difference is? You know, do you think that does it count if it's like if you've known somebody for a bit, but you only do it one time and then it's just, even if y'all stay friends after that, does that still count? Or is a one night stand like a one time thing and you never talk to that person again? Like, I want to know your definition of one night stand, right? I want to know what that means to different people. I'm here saying once I never met, never talk again. Okay. Joyce Chit Chat, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad that you could join us. So, what kind of situations have to take place for a one night stand? And has there ever been a situation where alcohol was not involved or something? Do people have sober one night stands? Like, I mean, is the attraction just that great, you know, that it just happens? You know what I mean? A 3 night stand, that's tough. Is it 3 nights in a row? Or 3 separate nights, like once a week? Okay. So, because I'm thinking like, you have to let those inhibitions go, right? I would assume that the inhibitions would have to be sweet beer, all the above. What? Oh, Lord. So, my thing is, Honcho's Verizon. Yes, Verizon. That's who you want to get your phone service with. They work in the middle of cornfields. My thing is this: talking to for 3 months. Who talks that long? That's a long time to be talking to somebody and not get no action. But anyway, it better be damn well worth it. But anyway, you know, my thing is this, right? My thing is this: when you engage in this, are there regrets from one night stands? I mean, if it was good, do you wonder, hey, whatever happened to that person? I mean, is it just a thing? How easy is it to let go of a one night stand? And a 12-year stand with a ring on it? That's tough. That's tough. There ain't no letting go of that. If that ring ever comes off, the nightstand's going with it. So my thing is, Ant Slack, what's the motherfucking deal? So my thing is, like I say, you know, Dina, what you over there? What's all the big eyes? There's a lot of big eyes in this chat tonight. What are folks looking at over here? But my thing is, what would it take? What does it take, or what did it take for someone to engage in a one night stand? Now I know that some people are like, I could never do it. I know some people are serial relationshipers, so you know, from one relationship to the next or whatever it may be. But I won't say everybody, but I think a good percentage, of the population has had a one night stand. I think, you know, with women, I don't really know the details. I think sometimes women, they go on those hiatuses and maybe they just get overwhelmed, you know, everything else aligns. I think men don't really give a shit. I think more men would just take the opportunity of the one night stand. Now, I know what y'all are going to talk about before we open up the line and we start getting into this conversation, I know. The first thing everybody, well, I can't do it because there's too much disease. All right, we're living in fantasy world tonight. All right, yes, we know that there are diseases. You can go into the fucking water down there in Galveston and get your flesh eaten off. So there's diseases everywhere. Sex will give you fucking death diseases, and fucking the water will give you diseases. Fucking eating ice cream these days will probably give you a goddamn disease. We know that. So we're not gonna go down the road of I won't because this, and this. So we're gonna remove all the barriers to the inhibitions. No getting pregnant, no diseases. Strap it up anyway. Let me see. I don't know what else there is to be a barrier of entry. Those usually seem to be the two main things. So I want to know what your thoughts are on this, okay? And we're gonna try to keep it on the up and up, right? We're gonna try to keep it lighthearted. Because I think we're gonna have a couple of serious conversations tomorrow. I haven't quite decided the order. I think we may have the earlier ones. I told you I'll make up for the early den today. I think the earlier conversation may be a little bit more serious, and then the later conversation a little bit more lighthearted. Because usually on the weekends I like to have lighter conversations. But I don't want to have a conversation that's too deep, late at night, be all sad and depressing, and then just leave y'all to your own. Some of y'all be out there, hey, some of y'all out there, probably might not be a good idea to have too deep of a conversation and then leave you to your own devices. So we'll leave it like that. So I am about to open up the line, but it'll only be fair. Yes, I have. Maybe more than once. Okay, when I was younger, I was a bit more active, a bit more foolish. And yeah, so opportunities and incidents happen. And what's this double standard going on? You can ask, but you can't ask. Okay. That sounds like a double standard. But my thing is this. So, again, aside from all of the negatives that have it, if everything was everything, we lived in a perfect world, in a perfect society, and of course we don't. We know that we don't. What would it take for you to engage in one? Have you ever engaged in one? If so, did you regret it? If so, did you enjoy it? Have you had more than one? What were the circumstances? I want to believe most of them happen at the fucking club. Like, I really want to believe most want to. Like, it has to be at a club or a bar or something like that has to be involved. Like, I'm sure there's a couple other places, but usually, like I say, alcohol, drugs are involved, or at some type of party. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like, because there's been situations where it doesn't even have to necessarily be a party, but like, say when mutual friends come together and they bring friends from like outside the circle. And so say somebody don't put for, you can get your friends and I can get my friends and we can be friends. Well, those kind of things happen. Because I remember a situation, I think we was all smoking or something like that. And the chick I was with at the time, one of her friends came in from out of town, and my partner, they kick it with all the time. He came in from out of town, and everybody ended up cooling and getting kind of fucked up. We ended up falling asleep. Wake up the next day to find out my partner done bashed old gal up, and then been on about his way. And she would be calling and asking and inquiring about this man. And he was like, nah, don't tell her nothing about me. I ain't trying to get involved. I'm not trying to hear. But I guess one party may have enjoyed it more than the other. And the thing about it is, old gal had a whole dude out of town. That's why you can't trust none of y'all. But it is what it is, right? I guess she had some free time from the kids and the man, and well, maybe he must have said all the right stuff. It happens, right? But let's open up the line. Yeah, because she would be calling like, hey, hey, ask it, where's partner? Where's home? Where's partner at? And so I'd hit my partner, and he'd be like, no go, no mas. That was a one-time thing. Players fuck up, all right? So, 3/5 of man, was he a black man? Is that what you're trying to say there? How racist. I knew T. Charlie was a racist at heart. All right, let's get some of this going. Players and playettes. Let me open up. Let me get it tooted and booted. I hope y'all had a great day. I really do. I hope y'all have been having a good day. I hope everything's going well for you all. I hope everybody's just life is giving you everything that you've asked for. And god damn it. Miss Me. Look, you my partner, Miss Me. But we ain't finna tolerate this. This how you introduce yourself at friends' houses, I invite you into the den, and this just I invite you to the den of the residents, and this how you kick in the door with some more rise up. You know what? Sit down. Don't nobody want to see that. Shout out to Miss Me. So yeah, like I guess I put the number up there, huh? The number helps. Well, let this do whatever the fuck it's gonna do. You guys call in, share your thoughts. If you've had experiences, maybe it's on your bucket list. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Share your thoughts. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, denshowlive@gmail. Heyo. But so you see, never had one. One night stands or a young person game. Too old for that this time around. Really? Is that a thing? Is that a factor? Is age a factor with it? What about a one night stand with again, like I said too, I know most people say they feel like it's a person that you do it and you never talk to again. And then, that's kind of that. But, so, there's that. I'm trying to catch some of the tweets. I see some of the messages. I gotta wait till this little thing does before I get to moving around the mouse around too much and get to acting up. Oh, and let me make sure I put this so y'all before y'all start trying to charge me up, you damn time Nazis. Every time I use that word, I think YouTube's suppressing me a little bit more. Mary says, I had one, did regret it, came friends way down the line, got reconnected. Of the convo on the good hair that Chris Brown statement. I heard something about. That's why I guess I don't know. I guess if I got to get the good stories, I got to start following celebrities or something. I don't know. I heard somebody say something about it. But it was like the thing about this is, did he define what good hair meant to him when he said it? He just said good hair, and did people just automatically take it personally because people tend to have their own interpretation of things in their mind when they hear someone else say it. So what I may be thinking as good hair, may not be what the next person is thinking as good hair. I think I got that good shit. I got Indian in my family. I am 4/5 Cherokee. My baby, she was a Chippewa. So yeah, I got some of that Indian shit in my blood. So, I got that good shit. They said nice hair. Like I said, I'm going to have to look into it. You know what I'm saying? I have to look into it. You say they didn't have Gabe, just not scared of Gabe for it? Okay. You say if this marriage don't work, you're going none mode. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Okay. So the thing is this, man. I'm gonna have to look into it because I heard I saw something on the Twitter feed. That's where I usually get most of my breaking information. Twitter, a couple other news sites, but usually Twitter because people just be in a rage about it. People on Twitter get on my fucking nerves. They really kill me. Like I love Twitter and I hate Twitter at the same damn time. Don't judge me. I love it and I hate it at the same time. Because Twitter's so fucking toxic and there's so many idiots. Like, I feel like old gal who licked the ice cream is like a super Twitter user. And she just looks like some of the side of Twitter that I can't stand. Like, it's just, it's like, there's so many conversations we gotta have. And like I said, I try not to target certain stories or be overly specific, but there's some stories we just gonna have to address. There's some things I just gotta talk about because I got some things I gotta get off my chest, man. Shout out to Dan the man because he made a call the other day, and a lot of people weren't trying to hear it, but there's a lot of stuff I need to address. Sunday night confession. We might have to have that conversation again. And there's a conversation. And a lot of you might not have caught up because I want to say it was when it was the Kush Den, so you might not have access to it. If you have the Patreon, you have access to it. But there was a topic about why I stopped identifying as pro-black. And with me, you guys got to understand something. A lot of the stuff I say gets misinterpreted because people hear what they want to hear, but you gotta really listen to the words. I say things deliberately, 94% of the time. I say things with a deliberate intent, but a lot of times people hear what they want to hear and they want to be misunderstood. So like when I said that, people are, oh, you don't like black people. That's not what I said. I said, well, I don't identify as pro-black. And that's because of a lot of the people who are identified in this pro-black movement and what they stand for and what they've done and what they represent. I wouldn't want to be classified in that. I have a different outlook. But we're going to have that conversation again real soon. We might have it this week. We might have it Sunday. We might have it Sunday night. We might. And I have to speak on why. There's so many layers to it, but there's some other things I want to address with that. And it's just the mentality that goes with a lot of things, the double standards, and just a lot of stuff that we apply to ourselves, even within our own communities and things like that. And it's frustrating. But that's one of the topic of one night stands. I want to talk about fucking one night stands. I don't want to get all racial and political and all that other stuff. But speaking of political, man, I was chopping up. Shout out to Nacho. He had called in the other night when he was talking about Kamala, and I saw Kamala today. There was like a few different angles. Kamala, if she did not have the pigment, she does not look like a black woman. But I don't want to go down that road. I just had to say that. So, all of you, let me fix this while I'm talking shit because I be talking shit and then I don't have the mic fixed whenever somebody does call it. I be wasting all this time. But but ain't nobody been confessing lately. You know what I'm saying? People say people hear at least and listen more. I mean, they really hear what they want to hear. Yeah, oh man, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. And that's what it is. People, they apply themselves to it. And that's why I say with a lot of things, like, that's why I talk about having to be understood. Because I think, everybody says, oh, I'm different. I guess I say it to an extent. I'm not the norm. I'm not saying I'm a completely unique character. I'm sure there's other people out there that think along the same lines as me on most things, and then there's probably a lot of places where we differentiate. But my thing is it's just a lot of tomfoolery that goes on. Yeah, and it's just like I say, a lot of this money, a lot of this stuff that gets spent, and a lot of these ideas that they have, it's never about solutions, man. I want to be solution oriented. Like, we know the problem. What's the fucking solution? You spend a fucking 99% of the time talking about the problem. It affects the way people think. But again, like I said, we'll probably talk about that Sunday night. So you don't agree with the groups that be yelling and disrespect other races in the street? You was on Jesse Lee Peterson today? Jesse Lee, I'm gonna be honest. I know some folks are big Jesse Lee fans. I guess I gotta pay a little bit more attention to see whether, because sometimes it feels like he's a super troll, like a next level troll, and then sometimes it seems like what he's saying is questionable. Like I don't know. I'm not a big Jesse Lee fan. I know some people are. It's just certain things that he says. Like my deal again is like I'm about let's educate. Let's make people better. Let's understand. So that's why I say I enjoy, all the things that get sent, all the things that you share, because it helps me learn. It helps me educate myself to how other people think. Even if I don't 100% agree, I want to understand. Like I make that a very a very, very, it's important to me to understand why people feel the way they do. And then, I can say, okay, this makes sense to me or this doesn't make sense. So, my thing is, Jesse, he goes in on a lot of people, but I wish he would go from the angle of progression a little bit. Not saying he needs to be progressive, but because he talks about it. I heard him say it once. And the only time I ever heard him talk about it was because somebody called in and started trying to like air him out, because I'd never really heard him speak on it. But about him, he talks about everybody who's having children out of wedlock and all of these other things and how they're terrible and they're this and they're that and all this other stuff. But yet you've done the same thing, right? So, and again, the only time I've ever heard him mention is when that caller was going in on him. And then he kind of, admitted to it and stuff like that. My deal was like, why not use that to say, hey, this is how I changed. This is how I made approaches. I was like you, and this is how this benefited my life. This is how I improved my situation. This is how, all of these things changed. But instead, he takes a different approach, and everybody's entitled to take whatever approach they feel. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think I would be talking about Jesse Lee Peterson. We're supposed to be talking about one night stand. So who will it behoove to be the first caller? Shout out to Wink. So, I got offered pistachios for a confession. How are you the only person that has had a significant number? Like, at one point in time, weren't you close to 10,000? Now you got like 3 fucking pistachios. Like, you need a pistachio budget. You be fucking up. Yeah, see, and that's my thing, honestly. When I talk about goals and envisioning certain things, like, it's a combination of people that I like when it comes to late night talk. It's a combination of people that I like. Now, I haven't watched Howard Stern in a long time, but I like what Howard Stern did, how he changed the game. Like, Howard Stern is I won't say a mentor, because I'm not going to sit here and say I study everything Howard Stern did, but I like what Howard Stern has did for, the conversation. I like a little bit of what Joe Rogan does. There's another person, I forgot who it is. There's another person. It was like I said, if I was to identify myself, it would be a little bit of Rogan, a little bit of Stern, a little bit of 5150. And then maybe a little bit of, what was that shit that used to come on fucking MTV? Loveline? A little bit of Loveline? Yeah. So that would be how it is. But Howard Stern, man. Howard Stern, the tube, what's the motherfucking deal? But Howard Stern, the interesting thing about Howard Stern is how he changed the game. And like I say, this platform is going to grow. And I like the shock value stuff. I like the shock value. That's why I say sometimes I encourage conversations that I may not even agree with, right? There may be conversations that I may not even, but I will inquire. I will further the conversation. I will just continue to try to discover more to figure out what's really going on. Just again, understanding. Sometimes I know that y'all be in the chat and y'all be getting annoyed and y'all be getting mad, but it generates energy. And to me, I find that extremely interesting. I don't know, I just like to see people get wired up and riled up. Especially when y'all been here trying to troll me, so fuck y'all. Nah, I love y'all, man. I appreciate all of you. You said Dr. Ruth was the truth. Man, Dr. Ruth was a motherfucking gangster. I didn't necessarily want to hear her talking about sex, but she was cool. But it was what was it, Loveline? With why are all the people on TV who were tied to talking about sex were always like crazy weird? Dr. Drew, that was his name. So there's that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They don't want to look. Y'all acting like y'all scared. I'm surprised. Is the deadline broke? The numbers on the screen. Everybody act like they scared to admit to their stands, but it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it takes a little juice to get going, and sometimes y'all gotta have another drink or two to build up your courage. You say I definitely don't tell a person if they're acting stupid, if that's what I'm getting at. Oh no, I encourage people to be themselves. I love for people to be themselves. I don't want to alter anything. I like to let the people decide because I think it's more genuine, that they be themselves. And so you understand the type of people that you're dealing with, whether it's craziness or foolishness or, whatever it may be. Professor Trio, what's the motherfucking deal? What show is canceled? And so, say, hey, being vulnerable is a very interesting thing too. That's a very interesting thing because I was thinking about that, like I said the other night when we were having a little bit of that conversation. Trust me, there's going to be some deeper topics we're going to get into. Like I said, I just like to cover a variety of things, but YouTube doesn't like the variety. So I do got to kind of find something to pinpoint to kind of target a little bit more with the shorter content to generate that. But the live streams will always be variety. So there's definitely some things I'm working on with that. What, McVice? What did you say? No, don't say that. Can't use those words. That's better. Well, again, everybody who's just now joining us, I hope y'all are all having a wonderful evening. I hope that everybody is here and is doing good. So there's that. Country with wooden socks on. Would those be clogs? Faith and ice cream. You just here to be nosy. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little nosy. Is it 100% juice for 100% kids? I don't know. Y'all gonna get Miss Meat activated about them dirty vibrators. See, and that's that. Look, y'all know when she called that last time talking about, she ruined her own point talking about men nasty, but women are using products and putting them back in the package to send out for other women to use. Who is the nasty one there, right? It's all these women out there licking the ice cream. Who are the nasty ones, right? So, y'all are talking crazy. Oh, the incels. Oh, man, the incel. I had a incel, man, goddamn, man. All the good information on the screen right now. I'm going to talk about that in a second once that, hey, y'all want to get this shirt? Go to Den Show Shop. Never seen a hater in real life. Because people be hating on you online. I don't ever see motherfuckers. Like, motherfuckers never, ever, ever. And haters that you see on the internet, motherfuckers be bold. Motherfuckers be body on the internet. And then, they disappear in reality. So, a lot of people hate on me. Not even just on YouTube shit. But every time I see them, it's a different energy. It's a different vibe, right? Why is that? We'll talk about haters. Goddamn, McVice. I'm assuming that was a bestseller. Was that the main product they were pushing after a while? That is tough. But yes. It was, wow, it's been out that long? Going on, what 14 years? That's tough. Yes, dirty vibrators. But the incels, let's talk about the incels for a second. Incels don't get to have one night stand. And I really, truly feel bad for incels. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is, okay, hold on, we got a call coming. We will come back. We will come back to the incel conversation. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Well, good evening, Honcho. This is Lady Tia.
How are you doing this evening, Miss Lady Tia? It's good to hear from you.
I'm doing good. So I love the topic. Any topic about sex, I love it. So,
Nothing
so
wrong with
Wes, I
that.
mean, you're asking about one night stands, or
Yeah, that's okay. So the questions I kind of proposed at the beginning of the stream, I was like, what is, I'll break it down. We'll go one question at a time. Okay, so what is your definition of a one night stand?
um, definition. Two people that is attracted to each other in a moment. Usually it's in a club or something like that, but in a moment, and they are attracted to each other and they have sex.
Okay, okay. Would you consider someone who say maybe they've been friends for a while, maybe not even talking like that, but just one night it happens, but it never happens again, even though you keep, in touch? Do you still consider that a one night stand, or is it just kind of something that happened?
Well, I mean, that can be considered a one night stand, and it also can be something that just happened, but they have to be attracted to each other for it to just happen. I mean, I don't think people that's unattracted to each other just all of a sudden something just happened. I know alcohol does play a part, and drugs can play a part in, when people's thinking
Definitely.
or maybe what they feel, but it usually is something they already wanted to do, and they're blaming alcohol as the motivator.
Okay. Okay. Yes, alcohol definitely lowers inhibitions and allows things to happen. So I'm going to ask: have you ever had a one night stand?
Of course.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Would you care sharing the details of how that took place?
Um, well, it was like I said, it was an attraction there. Um, we were in a club. I actually had met him, talked with him on several occasions. Um, and I know that he was attracted to me. I was attracted to him. And I just think we was grown and we just let it happen. It wasn't something we kind of just sat down and talked about. It just popped off. We made it happen.
Okay. I understand that. I understand that. So did you speak again afterwards?
Yes.
Okay.
We
Okay.
didn't feel awkward about it. We both were single, so I didn't feel awkward about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that it's when it comes to sex, that thing can be really deep because you're intertwining yourself, your soul, and everything into sex.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be played with as a game, especially with everything that's going on around here with diseases and everything. But I would think responsible adults would protect themselves. So when it comes to diseases, that's always thrown out there. I mean, if you protect yourself, everybody should be out here protecting themselves, especially if they're having multiple partners or even just in some relationships. I mean, you just should protect yourself.
Okay. Okay.
Now, older men tends to not want to protect themselves. I don't know why they think they're immune to something because they done lived a long time. They tend to not want to use protection, um, which is really weird because I would think the older people would have much more sense than that and be more responsible. But a lot of older guys, they actually expect not to use protection.
Maybe they just don't give a shit. Maybe they figure like, fuck it, I'm at the end of life. I ain't got too much more. I done it all already. Fuck it.
That's what you think they they must be
I
thinking.
don't know what's going on. I like my device, and I want it to stay the same. I don't want it to, get ruptured or looked all, deformed or, you know, be tainted. However you want to identify it, it can be a bad thing. It can be a bad thing. But we're gonna keep it. But yeah, that's what I said at first. We're gonna keep all the disease and the pregnancy aspect out of it, so we can keep it upbeat, because we know that there's definitely a lot of shenanigans that are going on these days. But aside from the negatives of it, would you say it's something that you would do again if a situation arose, or do you look at it differently now?
Well, I do look at it differently now. I was younger then, and I was having fun and enjoying myself when it comes to um, being with the opposite sex. And it was, it's a little careless. But now that I'm older, I want I'm not going to have sex with you if I don't plan on being in a relationship with you. So it's different now. But we all was young, so a lot of people act like it's a taboo now or something like you never did nothing when you was young. It's ridiculous. People think, oh, well, I'm so better. No, you're not. You was young too, and you did a lot of things that you may want to take back, maybe even regret. But don't act brand new because you done grew up. You done did some things that you probably want to take back. I'm sure a lot of people, majority of people have had a one night stand. Not saying that all, don't get it twisted, not all, so don't get offended in the comments. Not all, but a lot have done some things sexually that they may want to have taken back, but you can't stand in it.
No, can't do it. It's there. Well, you can be like me and you can be born again. Only I can take it back because I have the special formula in the recipe. So I've erased all my negative history. So I'm brand new. But okay, so I think that's the thing too. I think that's kind of the general consensus. As you get a little older, you learn and you have those experiences and you understand a little bit more. So things that you may have been willing to do when you were younger, you may not be as into as you grow up because you understand, the consequences and the weight that comes with it. So I can definitely understand that.
Right. I mean, you can't be having one night stands on a regular basis. I mean, that's very reckless. Having one night stands now. Men, of course, do it more than women does. I'm just one of those women that would admit to it.
Okay.
And there's no shame in something that I've done in my past.
Correct. There's no shame, and that's the thing, and that's what I want a lot of people to understand here in the day. And I'm glad you said that. Is that a lot of these things that we discuss, or like listen, somebody says they are. A lot of it, especially what I believe with the older folks, we're talking about experiences that we've had, and like you said, you can't get rid of them. So it's okay to talk about them.
Right.
And if you're growing and you've learned from those things, there's nothing wrong with that, because that's the whole point of it: growth and progress in your life, to become a better person, a better human being, or whatever it may be. Because yes, I'm pretty sure the majority of folks in here have participated in some level of shenaniganery in their youth.
Of course, that's how. I mean, sex is learning. You can't if you're not experiencing. How can you give anybody advice about sex? How can you teach your children about sex when you don't have no experience? Experience is a learning tool.
Yeah, I agree. So is this a conversation you've ever had with friends? Is this something that you've kind of kept with yourself? Do women talk about this kind of thing amongst each other? One night stands or things related to that?
Well, yeah, I mean, and we still don't talk about that body count either. We still don't talk about the body count. I mean, my sister a long time ago, we talked about writing down our body counts of people that we have slept with or whatever. And it got to a point where my sister was like, I don't even remember his name, or I can just identify him by what he had on. And, it is what it is, because I know men, their body count should be more than a woman's own, but we still don't give out that number truthfully. I don't think we give that number out truthfully.
Okay. So, what is the proper multiplier that a man should use if a woman was to ever share her body count? Times 3, times 5? What would you suggest?
One will never tell. It's just up to a woman if she's going to be honest about it, and that's. I really think it's another topic, but it's still in the same topic. I mean, women can't do the things that men do. We can't. I mean, me saying that I had a one night stand, I'm sure someone listening probably like, oh, she's nasty, oh, she's a whore. But that's just the perception that the stereotypes that women get, because we are quote unquote not supposed to be having many partners under our belt. But if you live long enough, you might not go in there in something thinking that you're going to end up not being with him 3 months later. You don't have sex with him, in that 3 months and it don't work out, that's a body count. After that, you may move on, find somebody else, and 6 months or a year later, it don't work out. That's still another body. So, it just depends on different situations. So, I don't think people should be judged by that. If it's just way off the charts for a woman, even a man, and there's just some things you need to question about. Is this the type of person that I want to lay down with, and is he or she still that way? Because a lot of people get their body counts more likely in their 20s, in their younger years. The count gets lower and lower as you get older. It should, unless you're just a reckless person when it comes to sex.
So
no, you're not going to find the number.
I got a question, because I see some people saying something in the chat, and I think this is interesting. And not just for you, but for the people in the chat, I want to know too. If it is just an oral encounter, does that count as a body?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it counts. Okay. I think it counts. Any type of sexual. A kiss is a kiss. You didn't get the end result of the explosion of the the nut. You didn't get the nut, so it's different. The kiss is different from the oral. I think it is still considered a body because you put your mouth on somebody sexually. I think it counts. The vibrator thing. Somebody said in the comment about the vibrator because I said, the difference between a vibrator and going to have sex with somebody is the pressure of sex, the feeling of the human body next to yours. Vibrator can't give you none of that. It's trash. It's just you can masturbate and get your rocks off, but at the end of the day, you want more than that. I would think you would want more than that. And it's cool. I'm sure it's a lot of women, older women that haven't had sex in years and years. I don't know how they do it, but hey, it's whatever floats your boat. Maybe they just sick of men or a woman and they just say, I'll please myself and be cool with that. But I still think they're sexually frustrated, even if they masturbate. I still think there's some sexual frustration there because you're not feeling the warmth of a human body next to you.
Okay.
Or inside of you.
Okay, interesting. What about hand jobs? Do hand jobs count?
Hand jobs? Who doing hand jobs? Huh?
Hey, you got to start somewhere. Hey, that was the thing when people were young. So, like, do those get counted on your body count, or do you get to dismiss those? People, when they was
you
young,
gotta explain to me.
They were girls were giving hand jobs, dudes were fingering chicks. That was big in junior high, early high school. Until people started.
Well, like you said, junior high. We're talking. That's what I'm like. Hand jobs. Who's doing that as adults? As an adult, if we doing some hand work, we might as well go ahead and just finish this thing up. That was just like the beginning. Okay. I think that's something that kids do.
Okay. So, yeah. But here's the deal though. So if hand jobs don't count, I'd like to know how many women would be okay if their husband went and got a massage and he got a happy ending.
And got a happy ending on the massage?
Yes.
Well, why would she be okay with that?
But if a hand job
he ain't gonna tell on himself, so she won't even know.
What happened to trust?
She wouldn't even know.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just curious. All right. I don't know if I have anything else to add to that. I'm poking.
You sure?
Let me see. I don't. No, that's it. At
the end of the day, I think it's all got to do with your age. Yeah. Once you get a certain age, certain things you just don't do no more. Yeah. So when it comes to your topic, it really goes back to, like you said, experiences that people have once had. I'm sure people at the age of 30 plus is not just walking. I mean, just not going around having one night stands, um, all careless like that. I mean, when you're younger, you can get engaged in something like that. And I don't know if women feel guilty about it afterwards. Um, Maybe they do or whatever, and they're not walking around discussing it with people. But it's just an experience. It's just experience that people have had in their lives, and you shouldn't be ashamed to say I experienced this or I did this. Otherwise, I'm sure it's a lot of things you can go back and say that you wish you hadn't done, but it's done. So why not? Why be afraid to talk about it and act like it's just so nasty or disgusting? You did it.
All right.
It wasn't nasty and disgusting in that time, but don't be ashamed of it. Just say I learned from it.
Correct.
Don't do it anymore.
A learning experience. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, all should be a learning experience. It's like oral sex. When people that give oral sex, you're not going to be good when you first start. You have to learn.
Mm. Mm.
It's not a handbook on it. I mean, I don't know. YouTube probably, I don't know. YouTube probably got some videos out there
Yes.
to
Yes.
give you some techniques.
Yeah. But you gotta. I guess you gotta use it to find out if it works or not. So I don't know how that. That's a whole different thing. Okay.
Yeah, well, let me ask you a question. Since I said something about learning or whatever,
Yes.
of course, you didn't know what you was doing when you first gave oral sex and started having sex. Were you taught by a woman, or you just continued to have sex and got better and better, or whatever?
I was a born pro. I mean, I just came into the game with all the skills I needed. It was just like natural. Now I'm lying. Uh,
Because I was going to say, in your mind, you think you're the best. That don't mean you're the best.
Started out, let me see. When I was young, I've mentioned it a couple times. I was definitely a jackhammer. That's what I mean, because when you're young, especially back then, that's what you watch from all the fucking porno movies and shit. That's how you would get your game. And so these motherfuckers was just going in with the drilling. So I felt that okay, well, I guess that's what it is. I never learned about being more sensual, more the proper pacing and things like that. I just get in it to win it. Other things, like I said, just took experience and skill, a little learning, a little studying, a little understanding of the female body, and you read a little bit, you apply a little bit, and you see what works, and then you got to understand how a woman reacts to the things that you do. So you have to pay attention to her body too as you're in the act, and you see what works, what
Yeah,
creates
I
more
was
of a
just going to say
reaction,
that.
and then what doesn't. So, like I say, it's a little bit of everything, a little bit of self-education, a little bit of, like I say, watching flicks, and then the rest of it is just personal experience, and then adjusting.
So, what do you feel about? Because you're right. Everybody is different, and everybody their sex drive is different than the next female sex drive may be, and her turn ons may be different from the last girl's turn on. So, if you with a woman and she explains to you where her spot's at and things like that, do you listen or you just go for what you know? I mean, are you willing to be taught by the woman of how to love her sexually, or you just go with what you know?
She's gonna have to adjust to my rules. She's gonna have to learn my game. Now I'm just joking. No, I mean I think it's a combination of things. My personal preference. I guess you got to see what works for her, what gets her off. Because you want it to be a mutually enjoyable experience. So the way I try to apply it is to make sure she gets hers first, and once she's good, then I'm gonna do what I do, and what I enjoy more so. So I think that way everybody kind of gets what they want, and then I think in certain circumstances and occasions, sometimes she may enjoy certain other things that you do, and so I think you just kind of develop. It depends on like the situation. If it's a one-time thing, then shit, this is gonna kind of play out however it plays out. But But as far as if it's a long-term situation or, multiple interactions, then I think that, it progresses, it gets better, with each go round.
Okay, another question. So at what point, because I know as you get older, a man would say, I want to please her, I want to please her. But when men are younger, they like, I'm getting, as long as I get my nut, I'm straight.
Mm-hmm.
At what turning point, at what age was that turning point of, I want to just please her, I want to make sure she's pleased, and it's not all about me getting my nut, I want to make sure she's pleased. Is there a turning point or what?
Well, I don't know if everybody has a turn. I can't really speak for everybody else. I think some people may never get it. They may never adjust. I would say mine was probably mid 20s, early to mid 20ish maybe. And then again, it came down to the partner who I'm dealing with. So if I'm digging her like that, then I'm concerned about, I want her to enjoy it. If I plan on this happening again, then I'm gonna be more concerned about it. If I'm just, it's like, man, this ain't gonna be nothing. This is gonna be a one-time affair. I'm not as concerned. I'm not as interested in everything that she's enjoying. I'm gonna be a little bit more selfish. Not saying that I ain't gonna make sure she gets off with it, but I'm not really caring about too much of the details.
Right. So the one night stand, back to the topic. So the one night stand is not going to get, the best of someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's really is about the net.
Yeah. I think so.
Right.
So now, unless it was just something you've been talking for a minute and you finally got that opportunity, and you're like, man, I've been after this for a long time. Man, I'm gonna tell another story. I ain't gonna tell it right now, but
Tell it.
There was a situation. I'll tell it towards the end of the stream. I'll tell it before we wrap it all up. So let me jot that down in my notes. About a little long-term situation that took place over the course. It took some time, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So. Okay.
Well, yeah, I just came on to just throw out some different things to talk about in the whole topic of everything. So that's why I was asking you questions. Mm-hmm. And I do appreciate you taking my call.
All right, Miss T. I appreciate you calling in and getting this party started. So we'll see who will follow up and be honest about themselves this evening.
Yeah, stand in your shed. It was long ago. Don't be ashamed about it.
Exactly.
All right. Talk to you later. I'll get back in the chat.
All right. Thank you, Miss Lady T. Appreciate you calling.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Excuse me. Shout out to Miss Lady T. So there we go. Getting the party started. I broke the rules. Y'all wasn't calling it first, goddamn. So yeah, I broke the rules. Y'all had me on a long ass wait, So what's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this evening? Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
This is Daniel.
All right, Daniel. What's on your mind, Daniel? Will you have something you would like to share about one night stands?
Yeah, it's a very near and dear story to my heart, really. It's about a night of absolute ecstasy between me and the greatest man in the world. His name is Cliff, and I don't know if he's listening tonight, but that'd be amazing if he was.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to pause on you there. But, one night stands, they have this horrible stigma about them that it's immature and something that you only do if you're shallow or something like that. But I think what this man and I, Cliff, had, we truly had something special. He taught me about myself and, just about what it means to be in a relationship. But it only really lasted for one night. That's the thing. I don't think it's wrong to have a one-night stand, especially if it's in something like college, like everybody experiments in college.
Yeah, yes, this is true. People experiment. They come to find themselves in college, usually.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Cliff helped me define myself, and it's it's absolutely amazing what happened in one night. And I just never really heard from him after that night. That's the thing. And I wished it could have been something more, but we just never talked after it. He seemed to be ashamed of it, and quite honestly, it was a little bit painful, but I understood it. We were both drunk, and we didn't really know what we were doing.
Okay. Okay. I have no questions. I'm curious though. I am curious about something because you seem like a new name. I'm just curious. How did you come across the den?
Well, I got a little friend that goes by the name of The Dog, and he told me about it, and, I thought this would be a good place to talk about my experiences, to just kind of maybe get some closure on the issue.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate that the situation with Cliff fell off a cliff, I guess you could say, if you didn't get to keep in touch with him. I really have nothing to add to it. I don't know what to ask.
Well, that's okay. It's more of a, it was just, it's really hard to describe something like that, because there are just a lot of emotions going about. Like I said before, we were both very intoxicated, so I just wasn't able to think clearly, and something beautiful came out of it. And it's a little bit weird, just experiencing those emotions for the first time, because this, believe it or not, it was my first time through the whole one night stand thing. So, of course, I remember it pretty vividly.
Okay. Well, was that your first and only one night stand?
Yeah, it was my only, because I just felt that, the the big red moment of sorry, it's a little bit hard to articulate the words right now. Sorry, it's been a long night.
Have you been drinking tonight?
Yeah, a little bit.
What you drinking?
So
Man?
I'm not in.
What are you drinking?
Long Island iced tea.
Okay.
It hits pretty hard.
Okay.
You could say that this may be a little bit of a cheesy joke, but Cliff was my big red dog.
Mm-hmm. Cliff.
So, I mean...
Cliff was all of our big red dogs.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to take up much of your time right now. Just kind of working through a buzz.
Okay. Well, Daniel, I appreciate you calling into the den and sharing that story. And hopefully it helps someone else get over a situation they may have had that is similar.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Adios. I'm fair and balanced. All right? I'm fair and balanced. Everybody gets equal opportunity in the den. Okay? Shout out to D. Nelly. I appreciate. I forgot to say it. Shout out to D. Nelly. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you dropping some Benjamins in the den. And I appreciate the love. I forgot to say it during Miss Lady T's call. College is a crazy place. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yes. was thinking Clifford the Big Red Dog. He said Big Red. Do they still make Big Red, the soda? I know they had Big Blue out there. They had like Big Blue, Big Peach. They had a couple of additional beverages in the big category for a little bit. So what about when it's done right, Miss Jones? How does that work? mm. 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 Heidi, I think Heidi encourages. Heidi, see, you gotta understand, Heidi is AI. She like operates in like 4 or 5 different streams at once. She tells people to come to the den and share their stories. Interesting. Y'all remember? No, I said I'm gonna share. So I'm gonna say this story for the end. I don't know. Hey, I can be a sellout all on my own. All right, Heidi. I don't know what kind of graphics to give, because I'm gonna be honest, the Den logo is very plain, and I don't know if it gives people a certain reaction to when they see it. I got to get back to cutting up the videos and things like that, because I was looking at some of them old clips from the food stories, and those were pretty funny. So I'm gonna get back to reposting some of those. Those are pretty good. That's tough. Yeah, we were talking about something. It's not about doubting. It's just with working on some of the other stuff. The going through and chopping up can take a little bit, but I'm gonna get back on it. Like I said, I'm finna go into maximum. I got real fat for the holiday. I feel like I may need to fast this weekend. Probably start at midnight here, which is probably in a few minutes. Go on a solid fast and then go maybe like 72 hours. I think I need about a 72-hour fast, and then clean some of that crap out, and then get back at it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Single women with big dogs, and I'm sure there may be a couple of y'all out there. Don't take offense, but I do judge y'all. I find it very odd because you see so many of those weird stories about single women with big dogs. And I've heard a few disgusting things, so I question them. Like, most women like little dogs. Why do you have this big black Labrador? What's going on? What's going on here? But no, I definitely got to clean up. Like I said, I got to get back on track. I did go in reverse eating a lot this weekend. Hey, but it's your dog, right? So it's okay. It's your dog. One night stands is a nice topic, Shannon Jones. And we're going to leave it at that. Now, you seen and usually those stories come out of Florida. Why does Florida have all the worst stories? Like, why is all the bad stuff happening in Florida? What is it in the water? What is going on in Florida that just makes it so terrible? I saw a story not that long ago about a woman and some bad things happening. So, hey, Lady Tia, now you know it, and I know it. Florida got the crazy. I seen some motherfucking videos of motherfuckers golfing. They stopped golfing to watch some alligators fight each other. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, niggas in the hood, they'll stop playing basketball to watch some pit bulls fight or something. That's some old normal shit. These niggas out here golfing, and these gators, they're fighting over like 3 gators. It was like a triangle match. Niggas out there scrapping. One of them drugged the other one in the water, whooped his ass. The other one ain't really want no place. He was acting like he was sleeping shit. Pit bull. Well, no, I did see a story with a pit bull, but it don't count because you're not single. So it works. It's okay. I'm talking about like single women with big old dogs, and you just, I don't know, something don't seem right about it sometimes. Sometimes I've seen too many crazy. I judge people. I try not to be judgmental. I say that, but I be judged. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like I don't think bad of people, but ideas come to mind, and it just makes me like, and I wonder, you know. But pit bulls are loving animals. All right, pit bulls are very loving animals. I saw this video the other day of of like a family. They rescue animals, and they just had a baby, and they were talking about how they introduced the baby to these rescue dogs. And these dogs were talking about that they can't be around other dogs, and they can't be, you know, this, and these dogs are like working in unison, and they foster them for a little bit, and then they pass them off to other families. And they had the little fucking 2-3-year-olds out there feeding them, and you know, they were caring for him. They were showing like little videos when he was a baby, and the dogs, you know, checking on him. Like, dogs know certain things. Dogs are familiar with certain things. I think dogs like small children for some reason. Remember when I was telling y'all the story the other night about the mystery baby that popped up at the house that one night? And Scotty was all curious, trying to figure out what's going on with it. He wasn't trying to be aggressive or anything, you know. And so I wonder about these ones that do end up attacking. Like, what kind of environment were they raised in? Are the people abusing these animals and fucking them up? Because a lot of people abuse animals. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, this is Cliff.
Cliff. Hello, Cliff. I haven't heard so much about you, Cliff. How you doing, Cliff?
Yeah, I heard this guy call in, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the matter.
Okay. Well, Cliff, I'm going to be honest. The guy, I think his name was Damn Daniel. And he didn't really paint you in a good light.
Yeah, Daniel.
He painted you in a very bad light. So...
Yeah, I really agree.
Yeah,
I really didn't care for that.
Yeah, so I would like you to clarify, you know, what happened, what went right, what went wrong with that situation.
Yeah, I think that he misunderstood our relationship. I mean, it wasn't really a relationship. We just hooked up one night, and he was looking for a partner, any kind of partner. And he was at a party, he was drunk, he was running around to other dudes and even women, I think, and he just kind of found me, and you know, I was drunk myself, and we hooked up, and that was all it was. It was nothing really of any importance, but I think he took it the wrong way.
So, is this something that you do often, Cliff? Do you just go out and you pick these guys up at party, you use and abuse them, and you just leave them? Is that the kind of person you are, Cliff?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, you see, I'm a good Catholic boy. I like to be truthful and kind to everyone, because that's how I was raised. I was raised to be obedient and stay in the doghouse. And you know, I didn't mean to lead this man on. I didn't even give him my number, and this has never happened before. But when I saw him the next day, he didn't even really remember what happened, and he said it was no big deal, and he just kind of blew me off. But here we are, I guess. I just was told by a close friend of mine that Daniel was calling in on this show here, and I figured I'd give my 2 cents.
Okay. So, I mean, that damn Daniel seemed like he was pretty enamored with the experience, and that whatever happened, and he seems like there's a little bit of hurt. He's been drinking, and you know, he seems like he was really interested. So, you're going to give that damn Daniel another chance?
Well, I don't really know how to contact him now. I believe we live in different states, but if I ever see him again, I will be sure to clear things up in a personal manner in the doghouse.
Does it go down in the doghouse? Is that kind of how that works?
Yes, sir.
No, that's a little disgusting. Doghouses are dirty, but hey, you know, if that's your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So, well, your side of the story, you said it was kind of a nonchalant, just a casual adventure. Daniel said, he thought it was the beginnings of a wonderful thing. Where do you think the misunderstanding happened?
Well, I think I gave him the ride of his life, to be honest. I think that I gave him something that he never got before. And I think there's quite a few people who have experienced that with me, Clifford. And, I completely understand, but you can't catch feelings for a tramp like me.
So, when it comes to that kind of thing, would you say you have big dog status?
Sorry, I didn't catch that last part, sir.
I said, would you say that you would you say that you have big dog status?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So how long have you been in this game of breaking young men named Daniel's hearts?
As long as they'll let me. And hopefully I can reconnect with him at some point, but that's all I have to say to Daniel. And hope he has a good night.
Okay. Well, hey, if it works out, I'd love to hear the continuation of this story. And you guys keep in touch. I would love to find out how this all works out.
Okay. I'll be back in at some point, I'm sure, to let you know.
Okay.
Thank you for all your help, Honcho.
All right. Thank you, Cliff. Keep it real.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too. Interesting. Now, it's been a long time since we've had something like this in the den. Okay? And this is something I say often. I appreciate a quality troll. I mean, when you put some thought into it, when you lay a solid foundation and you execute, you have to respect a quality troll. Okay? Spamming, that's trash. That's elementary shit. All right? That's an elementary reading level. Okay? But I give them the E for effort for working in unison to lay the foundation. Was it the best troll that we've had in the den? I don't think I can say that. I'll be honest, there was a night that we were bombarded and there were some jokes that I probably shouldn't have been laughing at, right? There were some jokes I probably should not have entertained. But man, they were funny. A funny joke is a funny joke, man. And you can't deny it. Some of that shit was, there were some jokes that were borderline probably illegal, but they were hilarious. Of course you do, 335. Of course you do. Shout out to 335, man. Yeah, that priest of Jew joke was whoo. I tried my damnedest to keep a straight face, and that shit was not happening. That shit was not happening. Oh man, that shit was too funny. It was a good joke. It was a damn good joke. So now we have the Daniel and Cliff connection happening. That's always a thing. Where were we? We have definitely gotten way off the topic of one night. No, there you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Lady T. Now that's funny. We've definitely got way off the topic of one night stands, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, I'll wait till the end of the stream to share a story. of a kind of a one night stand. I don't know if it is or isn't, or it is. I guess it was just a different application. We talk about fucking Lewis when he called in with that nonsense. And they're like, huh? There have been some memorable moments in the den. I'm telling you, it's just been so much. It's been so much. And there's so much content to have to go back through. And I guess the place is to start whenever the den line started and have to go back there to just kind of work the way forward. Because there has been so much shit that has happened in the den. Like, I mean, it's like a flashback Friday, goddamn. That's what? The Cushington? Man, shout out to the trip. Now, if you want to talk about quadruple, quintuple, I don't know what 6 is. 10x OGs, man. The Cushington. Now, there's a lot of people in the den who don't know about the Cushington, right? There's a lot of people that don't know about the Cushington. For those of you who are new to the den, especially in the last few months, Shaq Kush is a legend. Okay? A legend. Y'all don't even realize you guys are in the presence of a legend right now. Okay? Shout out to Shaq Kush, man. Shout out to Shaq Kush. Man. That's what's up. It's always good to see the Kush, man. Salute to Heidi. Heidi taught no one nothing. Heidi doesn't even speak English. How are you gonna train somebody? But yes, Shaq Kush is a legend. Shout out to the Cushington. Man. You said you don't remember when you first tuned to the den? You was fucking with the sauce first, and then well, I think most people was fucking with the sauce first. I think most of the Houston people were fucking with the sauce first, and then came over to the den and see what this nigga over here talking about. You know, this nigga talking crazy in this sauce, and see what he talking about the den, and then it just. Well, it was sauce first. Okay. No, that's not Lady Honcho in the den. In the den, in the thumbnail. It would be a much different thumbnail. Yes, the Sauce Forest. That sounds like a legendary place. Yeah, Kush was taking care of some stuff, having to hold it down, man. So yes, I'm glad to see Cushington, man. It's always a good time when you see the Cushington. It's always unexpected when you see the Cushington. But so here's the thing, right? Getting back to the one night stand, we're gonna try to get back on topic. We're definitely entering into Kush Den territory when we just go far off topic and don't ever return. Y'all remember the old Kush Den triple OGs? Like, it would be a topic and we might talk about that shit for like 40 seconds, and then the rest of the fucking den was completely something fucking else. Like, it would it would never be on point. Like, the topic would be about fucking, it could be about dogs, and we'll talk about fucking Asia for an hour or some shit. It would just be some shit that made no motherfucking sense. It was always robo-hoes and BBWs. That was always the primary topic. That was always the initial topic. Somehow, some way, that's how it went. But Alice still in the mix. Yeah, it would be a bunch of different topics. All right, Miss D. Nelly, appreciate you coming through. I'm not bringing the music back. The old Kush Dens used to just be a whole bunch of shit going on, like too much shit going on. Yeah, the chat would be on the side, so all the chat would be on screen. You had a bunch of chicks smoking in the background. I think I had like a little circle where I would be in the little circle talking. What? Man, the nurse pants over you. I was looking at that the other day. I went back and looked at that video the other day. I went back and looked at that video the other day when I was accumulating the list of all the Kush videos. Man, it was bad. The fucking original Kush Tip videos were terrible. They were bad videos. But all right, let me get back to it. Let me tighten up. Another earthquake? But yeah, shout out to all the Cali folks. Hope y'all are safe. Hope y'all are all right. What? Not what I did except to fight with you. What? Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna eat them back on Fridays. Nah, not yet. Not yet. Some motherfuckers out there still popping fireworks. They'll come back eventually. It'll be like I don't ever think the Kush Den will be like that level of we wouldn't want to be the Kush Den again, but it won't. I don't plan on ever getting back to that level of smoking. It would have to be like holidays or something like that. Every now and then, because those things were bad. They were bad, Bubba. We'll get back to one night stands. So one night stands, and Miss Lady T has said some things, and I think in accordance with what most situations happen. You know, she said they were grown folks and they let it happen. Some things are just bound to happen. Sometimes, you know, there are situations where people have that sexual tension with each other, but they never act on it. Why do you think that is? Why do you think certain people have that? Like there's that energy there. You can feel it, they can feel it, but you just never quite act on it. You know, it's like what stops people from doing that? And it's not necessarily that they're in a relationship or there's anything else going on. Some people can be friends, and then they just never act on. I guess somebody makes it like, well, I guess I won't be watching it. That's to answer your question earlier. So some people are scared to act. It's beyond them. Okay. Well, it's above me now. Mixed signals. I think that's a thing too. I definitely think that's a thing. But it's funny how when alcohol comes into play, I won't say alcohol makes things happen, but it stops the barriers of things that would normally not happen. It's like it lowers the barriers. It's like it allows certain activities that may not have happened to happen. Hey, whoa. Uh-oh. What do we have going on here? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal?
Man, hold up. It's that boy Cushington coming down in the den. What's on your mind, man? How have you been, Senor Cushington?
Man, everything alright. Shit. Trying to get back to normal and shit.
Okay. So what's on your mind? Shaq Cushington, do you have a story of a one night stand?
A one night stand. I ain't had one of them hoes in high school. At the beach.
At the beach in high school. How did that take place?
The shit. I ain't even gonna talk about that. That was a fucked up situation.
Man. Well, oh man. So what about the that's a good point, 335. Well, what about the digital one night stand you had on Human Fall Flat? I wish I still had that video, man. I wish I would have saved it.
Hey, that girl feeling me though.
I'm over here trying to solve a fucking puzzle. I turn around on the screen and I see two of these human fall flat characters going at it in the middle of the damn map and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Then the whole fucking shit froze up and everybody got stuck. That shit was fucking hilarious, man. That was hilarious. Okay. So you know you don't want to talk about the one night stand you had at the beach. Was it a good experience or a bad experience outside of any extra stuff that took place?
Shit, the good experience for me.
Was alcohol involved in any form or fashion?
It's always a good experience when you get the pussy shit. As long as it ain't no loosey goose.
Yeah, you definitely don't want the loose goose. Yeah, then that's I don't know. That's not too much fun for anybody. So was there any alcohol involved in that experience?
Huh?
So was there any alcohol involved in that experience?
Shit, too much alcohol.
Oh no. Okay. And the individual in which that experience took place with, did you ever really talk to them on that level after that?
No, well, but yeah. I had to make up for that fuck up.
So is it technically a one night stand if you made up for it?
Yeah, I had to.
Okay.
Shit, that was more like a 1 second stand.
So it was a minute man stand?
Shit, a man would have been a little bit better.
Oh, that's terrible. Hey, we all have bad experiences sometimes. You know, it happens to the best of us. Okay. That's tough. Was it a short situation because of the environment? Was it that good, or was it a different reason that it was it wasn't your best performance?
Shit, I think it was a mind thing.
Okay.
It was one more that was a situation like, yeah, young buddy, go.
So was this something that was planned prior to it happening, or did it just kind of happen out of nowhere?
It kind of happened out of nowhere.
Okay. That's tough, man. You know, it happens. Hey, you know, sometimes players get the WPRs, man. You know, but you gotta make up for it.
Yeah, I had to make up for it. I made up for it though, so I'm good.
Okay.
I had to put in some overtime, but shit, I'm good.
Okay. Hey, as long as you leave a good legacy, you know, you don't wanna go out on a bad note like that, you know.
Nah, hell nah.
That's never good. Man, we were talking about some situations. We were talking about embarrassing situations, I think, last Friday night. Now, there's this story I remember from way back. I don't know if you want to share it or not. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to try to give you a subtle hint, and if you would like to share that or not. Because I remember you asking me about this one time, if it had ever happened to me, and I said no. There was an incident in the particular complex when we were younger, and it involved a particular person, and it involved a particular position in which something happened. I don't know if that's enough clues for you.
Could be talking about the neighbor and the party.
So would you like to share that story with the people?
No. No. I'd rather not.
Okay. I understand. Hey, sometimes certain things you gotta keep to yourself, man. Sometimes you don't want all that out there. Okay. So who do you think has more one night stands, men or women?
Women.
Oh, okay. Why do you think that?
'Cause them hoes think they too pretty. Niggas dumb hoes anything.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Let me try to think here. I'm trying to think of a couple of things we've discussed that we hadn't caught up on because we've been doing the talking dirty after dark on Fridays. What about the first time you ever got some action? How did that work out for you? How did that happen? Like ever, period. First time ever.
The first time.
The first time you ever.
That was so damn long ago. I'd rather not speak on that subject.
Mm. Was it a good experience or a bad experience?
It was good for me. Shit.
Okay. Okay.
One minute, shit, I was done.
Mm. Mm. I mean, hey, sometimes you gotta adjust to those new experiences. You know what I mean? So hey, it is what it is. Did you get a chance to make up for that experience?
Shit, hell nah.
Okay, it'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that sometimes. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. And I see somebody say, wouldn't it be equal? It might not be equal because it could be one woman who's had 1,000 one-night stands, you know what I'm saying, with 1,000 different men. So, I don't think that would necessarily be equal, even though they are, you know, doing it with each other. So that would just be 1,000 men with one-night stand with maybe that one chick, even though she may have 1,000 under her belt. So I don't know if that equals out or how that works, but, there's that.
Oh, I ain't gonna say no names. Head ass.
No, can't say no.
But you should know who I'm talking about, though.
Oh, hold on, wait. Now, there's a couple of. Are we talking about the celebrity, the legend?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's tough.
We're talking about the old white brain experience.
Oh man, the legend, the myth, the legend. That motherfucker was. See this, and this is why I say it's because of chicks like that just, man, they're out there. When I say, there's stories upon stories upon stories with that whole situation. Like, you want to throw a party, you know who to call. So, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That was tough, man. That was tough. That was a different type of day back then. That's when niggas did not give a shit about shit. Man. Okay, that's tough. She did that boy bad. Did that boy bad. See, that was the fucked up thing about that though, because if you ever ventured into that arena, you would get talked about, good or bad. And
hell yeah.
And if you got a WPR, well, hey, that's on you, player, because the whole world is going to know what happened. That's tough. That's actually a good thing to speak on. That's actually a very good thing to speak on. Let me jot that down in my notes. Okay. I don't know.
Well, shit, holler at me after the end done.
All right, that's a BT. That's a bet. I got you. I'm going to hit you up as soon as it's over. We'll probably be out of here in about 15, 20 minutes or so.
All right.
All right, bet that.
Yeah.
No. Shout out to Cushington, man, the triple OG legend. Man, does prostitution count as a one-night stand? That's very interesting, right? So if you pay a prostitute and you fuck with a prostitute one time, is that a one-night stand? That is tough. That is tough, man, right there. It might be LLC. It might just be a DBA though. I don't know if it's LLC. They might only have a DBA. I don't know what their I don't know what the legal ramifications are of that. Man, that is rude, Shannon. That is extremely rude. I can't believe you would say such a thing. That's probably the most racist thing I've ever heard in the den, ever. What Shannon just said. That's. I didn't know she had that level of racism within her. I thought Chicago Mike, said some offensive things, but Shannon has clearly broken that barrier and taken it to another level. Okay, so that would only be a business transaction? All right. Like, if a prostitute fucks for free, does she take that as a loss? Like, does she put that on her P&L? Interesting. Okay, I don't know. I said all Chinese people know karate. I've never said such a thing. I've never said all Chinese people know karate. Never. All Asian people know martial arts, which includes karate. And I'm sure it includes Chinese people. But that's not racist. That's a fact. Okay. Y'all saw Andrew Yang. Y'all didn't think he knew it. He was over there kicking the bottle cap off. So I told y'all. Y'all think I be just saying shit. Goes down as charity. That's tough, man. Like, what goes through the mind of a prostitute if she fucks for? Like, does a prostitute really have to like someone to fuck them for free? I mean, this is a business, right? This is a business situation. That's tough. Now, I told you I saw that thing on the other day that the sex workers were arguing with the lawyer. And the lawyer was just saying, hey, telling young girls not to ruin your body by going into, sex work. And, it's, prostitution mainly. And, work yourself up, find you a good man who can take care of you. This. And the sex workers were arguing that dating a wealthy man or getting married to a wealthy man is the equivalent of doing sex work. I would like to know how y'all feel about that. I would like a 0 if no, you don't agree, or 1 if you do agree. Is basically being a trophy wife the equivalent of doing sex work? You know what I'm saying? I would like to know. Prostitutes fuck they pimp for free all the time. That to me. That's an interesting thing right there. That's an interesting situation. That dynamic right with that is very interesting because the way the pimps talk about that and as opposed because it's like the reversal of the transaction. It's like, Pimp C said the dick ain't free. So, to be able to fuck the pimp is supposed to be like an honor, like a privilege or something. Not the same way I say it's an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure. I guess it would be all three of those things to the hoe. Because the pimp ain't supposed to be fucking on the bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's supposed to be like a reward, right? But you fucking with all these tricks, you fucking with all these motherfuckers. Like, that dynamic is very interesting. That dynamic is very interesting. Okay. Where did two wasn't an option? Where did 2 come from? But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. But if you get married to a wealthy man, you've established you have a contract. If you just fucking a bunch of tricks, all you're getting is that one-time transaction. There is no contract. There's no long-term security. If that old wealthy man die off, well, hey, guess what? You get a bonus for your services. You know what I mean? There is no extra. And then if you're getting money from the wealthy old man or whatever, I mean, yeah, you got to spend time and you got to do all that other shit. I think you got to be a wealthy old man or a wealthy man or a trophy, whatever you want to call it. But, and you may not necessarily be enjoying yourself, but you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. I mean, you have other opportunities. Say, you're divorced and you get alimony. You've signed a contract. So it's like, if you out there hoeing, that's like being a D-League player, getting a little 10-day contract or something, as opposed to signing a long-term contract, the marriage shit is more like being in the front office. The hoeing is more like being a player. Once you cut from the team, shit, you ain't getting no more bread. You know, but when you sign that contract, you know, it's like I say, if you get fired, you still get paid. So it's interesting. Said, and being in a relationship, if you're not getting sexual release, still seek it elsewhere. It's a need, not a want. Okay. Are you talking about nymphos and things like that? Okay, yeah. Nymphomania is a weird thing. Do y'all believe that there's a such thing as sex addiction, or you think that's something that people have just made up with a lot of these other things? You know, nowadays it seems like they just make up an illness or a problem for everything. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eastside Hero, man. That's funny. That's funny, man. That's super funny. Okay. Could you say hoes ain't shit already? So I gotta say, look at Melania though. She's a presidential. She went from posing bucket naked in the magazines, modeling. What's the difference between? I mean, is there really a difference? If you're posing naked in a Playboy as to posing naked artistically, is there really a difference? Naked is naked, right? But anyway, now she's presidential with the shit. So, you know, if you out there just fucking a bunch of tricks, you don't get to go presidential. You go residential, but not presidential. You know what I'm saying? Residential is about as good as you can get. Usually it's a hotel or a car or some shit. So, you know, the highest level a hoe can get is residential. You know, if you secure the bag, the highest level you can go is presidential. So, there's that. I'll be honest, mine's not quite my bag. I know some people are quite fond of that. It's not my bag. I think, you know, Barbara Bush is more my bag. Hey, it's past my bedtime. I'm talking crazy. That's tough. That's tough. So you say he won. Let's say she had to motivate him, had to get it right. You say sex addiction more to do with intimacy issues. Okay. I'm waiting. We got about 9 minutes left. I'm waiting till we got about like 5 minutes left. I'm gonna kill the line. We got about 5 minutes left, and I'll tell a kind of a one night stand story. It's not even that it was a bad thing. I've shared the story before because the outcome was a little bit awkward, but it was a misunderstanding, I guess. But everything's kosher. But it's just a story of my perspective. So I will definitely I will share that story. I'll share it. Kind of, sort of, kind of. I don't know. So, yeah. That's tough. Sweetberry's out of control. I can't control her. She's a bully. The shower. But see, that technically wasn't that wasn't really a one night stand because it was like some distance in between the situations. Like that nigga Fresh, man. Shout out to that nigga Fresh, man. Fresh on lock, man. I think Fresh, that might be. I gotta find out. I gotta write my nigga Fresh, man. Oh man. But the shower story was odd because it was a chick that I had fucked with before, but it just so happened she was, I guess, friends of some other chick who was hollering at my homeboy, and she just so happened to be at the dorm we stayed in. And so I was just like, that was completely unexpected. That wasn't even. So I guess that would be more spontaneous than a one night stand, because I fucked with that chick twice, right? I guess it started off as a one night stand, and that's when I told y'all a story a while back about some park activities. And when I was in high school, I fucked with this chick at the park, but there's a whole lot of other details that go into it. And then, a while later, maybe about a year or so later, or something like that, somewhere around that amount of time, she just happened to be at my fucking dorm. And when I say there was like no words exchanged, there was no, hey, what's up? It was not even like that kind of, hey, let's do something, let's make something shake type situation. It was just like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? I know you stay here. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, who you with? My friend over here says, okay, cool. Well, I gotta go. I was leaving, so it wasn't. It might have been. It may have been 20 seconds of conversation, and in reality, I almost didn't really recognize. Like it was a particular feature that I recognized. That that's that chick. But outside of that, look at people breaking the rules. Look at people breaking the rules. Well, y'all gonna have to get delayed on the story. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
It's Shannon.
Shannon. Hello, Shannon. How are you doing this evening, Shannon?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to say something when you asked about sex addiction.
Okay. What do you got?
Now, to me, sex addiction is if you can't live every normal life, your normal life, like go to work or whatever else, because the need for sex just overpowers you. That's, to me, I think that's what they mean by sex addiction.
Okay. Do you know someone who has a sex addiction?
No, but I worked with somebody who had a porn addiction.
Oh, that's different. That's completely different. Porn addiction, you ain't getting no action. You're watching other people get action.
No, I mean, like, they had an addiction to where they couldn't tell porn from reality.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Like, they could only get off if there was, like, porn playing in the background. Because they couldn't tell the women, a real woman from the women in the porn.
I would like to think there's some physical aspects to it.
No, I mean, like, because they've, like, it's hard to explain, but because they've watched it so much, so I guess you could say their mind in a way is warped to where they can't get hard for a real woman unless there's the fake woman on the TV.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't know about that one. That one sounds a little sketchy.
Because they can't tell reality from, fiction. A fiction on TV from the real.
I think that, I don't know. I think that's just a boost to the situation. They may have been on some other level.
Like they can't perform with a real woman or something like that. Like, it sounds crazy. It does, but just hearing it it's like, what?
So were you ever with this
No,
person?
I was not involved with this person.
So how did you know about this? How did you find out about this?
It was, I know about this from a mutual acquaintance. It was somebody that she was with.
Okay, so
and she would tell us how the man she was with, he couldn't get it up naturally unless there was porn playing.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, because I was trying to be kind at first, and I didn't want to hurt any feelings. But since as long as it's not you, I'm gonna be real honest. Got a couple of questions here. All right, got a couple of questions. Your friend who had this.
No, it's not a friend. It was a mutual acquaintance.
Okay, well, this mutual acquaintance. How would
Somebody I met at one of my past jobs.
Well, how would you describe this person? Would you say that they would be someone most people would find attractive, or are they average, or maybe they're scraping the bottom of the barrel?
If I had to judge them, I would say they're attractive in the, like, not in a way of a model, but more of the girl next door.
So they were kind of homely?
No, they're not homely. They're just, like, they're attractive, but not, like, not model attractive.
Okay.
Like, girl next door, like that cute girl next door attractive.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I think you're a very nice person, Shannon. So I think you may be giving her more points than deserved. I don't know. I'm just saying. But
no, cause like she wasn't a bad looking woman. She wasn't a bad looking woman or anything, and she carried herself very well. So to me, that's.
I'm gonna be honest. A couple of things are happening here. If she's not bad looking as you say, she's trash in bed. Like hot garbage. Like she is terrible. And the thing is, you know what's terrible is that you can't tell women that.
I don't know, because you hear like you hear like all these weird stories like that, and it's just crazy. Because
she's bad.
I can't imagine being with somebody that they can't perform with you unless there's like porn.
Bad in bed. That's all it is. Bad in bed.
But yeah, I don't.
When you were around her, how did she dress?
Met anybody with a sex addiction.
But would you say that she dressed? Did she dress conservatively? Did she dress kind of?
She dressed very conservatively. Like nothing she wore ever showed like any skin.
Well, she's trash in bed. Trash. Like the worst of all time. Like probably over there.
Like if I had to say, you would think that she was kind of a prude.
Okay, well there you go.
If you met her.
Let me tell you something. Was she a religious person?
Huh?
Was she a religious person?
No.
Oh, yeah,
but just like
2 thumbs down. She's the worst you've never heard of. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? And if she doesn't have any real religious backing, and I'm not saying all women dress like whores or anything like that, and you say that she's attractive, most women who are attractive know they're attractive, and they're going to try to show off certain features. That's just how it goes. Period. Point blank. They're gonna accent their features. So there is some level of concern either.
So you're saying that she doesn't feel attractive, so she's not going to show off her body? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that could be the case. That she could just
be
trash.
So you're saying because she doesn't feel attractive, she's trash?
She may not, because she doesn't feel attractive. It could carry over to a mental thing when engaging with a partner. If she may not feel attractive, she may not feel like she's attracted to that person, and so she may not be engaging in the most efficient way sexually. And that energy may be noticed, and it could be uncomfortable. It could be whatever it may be. And it's still a man ain't gonna turn down some uncomfortable pussy. He's still gonna try to fuck. So maybe the benefit of putting on porn in the background is mentally stimulating to where the things that she may or may not be doing or may not be good at, he can use his imagination.
I don't know, but either way it's weird because I don't know, the whole idea of somebody that can't tell a real woman from a fake woman, and they have to have porn playing, or they have to watch a porn just to get it up or whatnot. It's crazy.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's not a case of not telling a real woman from a fake woman. I think that they just need that extra mental stimulation because something else is not happening. Like something is not going on in that bedroom to where I don't think that's the case. I just it's hard for me to be like I
But
know
yeah,
there are porn addictions, and a porn addiction would just be motherfuckers would be like, fuck you, I ain't fuck with you, I'm just gonna watch porn all the time. But I think that is the situation where something is not being properly stimulated in the bedroom, and that's just a supplement to the sexual situation.
well, I feel sorry for them because it doesn't take much. It does not take much to get me going.
Hmm. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm not even gonna
No,
say nothing.
I ain't saying nothing else after that. It doesn't take much. Like, I'm not a hard person to harass.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, just from the stories, I think what they mean by like sex addiction is that like if a person's need for constantly sex just overpowers their overall life.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't function without needing to fuck somebody every second.
Okay. Don't you think that you would think it would get old, or it would get you would get over? So do you think it's more of a physical thing or a mental thing when it comes to sex
I
addiction?
think it's mental. I think for those kind of people, it's a mental thing.
Okay.
Like if they can't leave their house without needing to get it off, then you got a problem. Or they don't go to work or school, or just it overpowers everyday life to where they're no longer living life. Then it's a problem, and I think it's a mental thing, not a physical. Because anybody that's had sex, you enjoy sex and you want to continue to have sex.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So I think that's what they mean by like sex addiction. Like some people just, I guess you can say, can't handle it, so they got a constant need for it.
Okay. All right. What's the difference between a person who has an addiction and a person who just really likes having sex?
Because a person who just really likes having sex, they don't, like the person with the addiction, it's like crack to them. They have to constantly get high. And the person who likes having sex, they're going to go take care of business and then go have sex. Like they're going to work hard, they're going to make their money or do whatever else they're doing in their everyday life and then go have sex.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yes.
So I think that's what they mean by, it becoming an addiction.
I'm still questioning that whole porn situation. That's just something's not right with that.
Like I said, I don't really know. It was a lady I had met at a former job I was working. And she started talking about this particular ex.
Was she older? Was she younger? Like, what was her age range?
She was an older lady. I say she was in her late 30s to early 40s.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because I worked, this former job, I used to clean hotels and stuff. Clean hotel rooms.
You ever walk in on somebody while you was cleaning hotel rooms?
No, you knock first.
Did anybody?
So that you don't
did anybody
walk in on the customers doing weird.
Did somebody say it's open and you still walk in on somebody doing something crazy?
Nope.
Okay. So
no, because lucky for me,
it's not like the porno movies. Damn it.
Lucky for me, most of the time the rooms are empty when we go in to clean them. Lucky for me, or some people do have the courtesy to put the "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door. Some people don't do that, so we have to knock.
I've been there like, hold on, come on in. I've been there in my towel, throw the towel on their face. Here, go watch this. I've been that bitch butt naked. Nah, I'm fucking around.
I say that's the dirtiest job I've ever worked.
That's tough. Okay.
Because of the weird shit you find when cleaning the rooms.
Man, I see somebody one time at a hotel. These motherfuckers checked into a room and found like 10 racks, and they gave that shit back. You got me fucked up. I'm not giving shit back. You know what I'm saying? You think about, I find $10,000 in a hotel room. I'm not telling nobody. Ain't shit in here now. I ain't see you, pimp. I ain't lost it. ID love. Ain't no motherfucking way. I ain't telling nobody shit. I'm $10,000 in the plus.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like you sort of get close to people you're working with, and everybody just starts talking and having conversations and stuff.
Look,
People will tell you all kinds of crazy stories.
look.
And like I said, this story is kind of crazy because she comes off as a prude to me. So I would, if I was a guy, I wouldn't date her because she comes off as a prude.
Okay. Look, what will you do, folks? Look, one out of Sue, because I mean they would have been filming me in my hotel. And look, let me tell y'all something. Nobody, y'all smoking dope. Ain't nobody leaving $10,000 laying around unless they got money. Nobody just forgets.
$10,000.
It was a story about a year or two ago that somebody found $10,000 in a hotel room and they ended up giving it back. So they either turned it into the police or something. Look, man, fuck what you talking about. Fuck what y'all talking about. Motherfucker leaving $10,000 in a hotel room and they just forgot about it. They all right. They ain't hurting too bad, obviously. Cause look, if that's all you got, you gonna make sure you got that. You gonna keep your eyes on your pocketbook. So, man, look, I'm talking shit. The only way I'm giving some money back is like if I'm in line behind somebody or like if I see the person directly. Anything else other than that, nah, man, look, that's unfortunate.
Well, first of all, if they leave $10,000 in a hotel room, I'm gonna want to know where they got this $10,000.
I don't want to know shit. I know where it's going. I don't want to know where it came from. I know where it's going. All I'm saying.
No, because I don't want to know if it's like they got this money because they were out there selling some drugs or something, or they might have killed somebody and got this money.
Okay.
No.
They fucked up. Slippers caught. You know the rules. Like my thing is, look.
No.
If it's in a wallet, I'm gonna give it back because there's information to get it back to who it belongs to, and I'm gonna try to get it back to.
No. See, that's not gonna happen. I watch too many of them crime shows to know that if people are looking for that money hard, they go come after you when they find out that you took that money.
Good luck.
No, I'm gonna leave it where it's at and pretend I didn't see
it. Good luck.
I don't want my fingerprints on it.
Man.
Especially if this person is running from the cops.
Man, so how you gonna go find out? So how you gonna go find out? Because when you tell somebody about the money, they gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's mine," and you just like, "Man, fuck that shit." Look, all I'm telling you is this:
you are not about to have a reason to lock my ass up or kill me.
Instant upgrade. What room was I in? This is not the presidential suite? Oh no, I was in the wrong room. I meant to get the presidential suite. Yes, give me your best room at another hotel. I'm finna go somewhere else. Exactly, baby. Shit. Exactly. Y'all clean the room, so how you exactly? It's gonna be on that housekeeper shit. Yeah.
No, it's gonna be like I'm gonna come in and clean the room like I'm supposed to, pretend I don't see it.
Man, fuck that. You can play blind. You can audition for the next Ray Charles movie. Not me. You know, I see that shit. I got the vision. I got the first, second, and the third eye on that bitch. I know exactly where it's going. That shit is mine. Me. I'm gonna take that shit around.
Like I said, I'm not giving nobody a reason to kill my ass or lock me up.
I'm gonna be Arian Foster with the Rock. I'm finna tuck that on. I'm up out there, bitch. Y'all ain't finna see me. Finna hit motherfucker. I see anybody in the hall, hit him with that stiff arm, that like you did old buddy from the Bengals a few years back. Get up off me. Yeah, you ain't for this, man. Shit. I wish I would. I wish I'd tell my mama I found $10,000. It ain't gonna happen.
No, my mama would turn your ass in.
Oh yeah, your mama would stab me first, then turn me in. I already know how your mama get down. I don't even want you. Should have left me.
My mom told us a long time ago, we go to jail for anything. She ain't bailing us out.
That's bail money right there. What you shit? See, look, you looking at the situation.
She said you commit a crime and you go to jail.
What crime did you commit? You didn't commit a crime. You committed a fine. Didn't you watch Blue's Clues when you was young? Mm-hmm. Okay, hey, you won. You found a prize. You solved the riddle, man. Keep the money and be moving. Look, you better know your blessings when you see them. Look, don't turn down your blessings. Shit.
How is that a blessing?
It's $10,000.
What if the people who own that money come looking for my ass?
Then you be
How is
gone.
that a blessing?
Then you be gone. You not
That's
there.
$10,000. That ain't worth my life.
Okay, so here's the deal, right? All right. So were you making a decent income cleaning those rooms?
What?
Okay, were you making a decent income cleaning those rooms? How long would it have taken you to make $10,000 working for that company?
It would take me a lot to make $10,000.
Okay, so time is money. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need to save a little time. So you say you get your house thing.
But
going
$10,000 is not worth it.
Man, you just automatically thinking negative. You can buy your little pistol for $10,000, guard your grill. You'll be all right. You keep the rest of your little change. You'll be tight. You'll be good. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if they in a presidential suite. Those rooms were like $40,000, almost $50,000 a night.
But all I'm
in
saying,
a presidential suite.
Okay, what I'm saying is, you not start. It was a regular room. Say it's a regular room, and you find that kind of money. Look, man, that money is coming with me. It was meant for me. It was destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like it was my fate.
How is that destiny?
Because I got the room. The money's in the room with me. It's mine now. If I understand,
like I said, if I did that and I died, I'm gonna hunt you first, Honcho.
Well, I'm gonna pay for a Ghostbuster. I'm gonna pay for a medium or some shit. They gonna clear. Get
I will haunt your ass for the rest of your life.
I'm gonna get a Ouija
and then when
board.
you die, I will kick your ass.
I'm gonna get a Ouija board, a psychic, a medium, and a little bit of weed, and we gonna clear all this shit up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna have no issues. We go. I'm gonna make sure you ain't haunting me no more. Your spirit will go into the netherworld wherever you supposed to go, and get you up out of purgatory. If you coming back in the afterlife for a couple of bucks, boy, you got your priorities fucked up. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, like, look, if you leave that kind of money in that room, you obviously must not have been hurting for it. If you're just not thinking about $10,000.
It's not worth it. No amount of money, not even if it was millions, is worth me getting killed over.
Now you talking crazy. The more the money, the more I'm finna make a move. I'm finna be in it, man. If I check into a hotel room and I pull out a drawer and that bitch got I'm gone. Y'all can keep the room. I'm not even tripping about it. I ain't even telling nobody I'm checking. I'm gone. Like shit.
And plus, I would be worried about getting fired too.
For what?
I don't know. I know that.
Man,
I didn't see.
You
I didn't see where people have cameras in hotel rooms now. So if I was still working that kind of job and they had cameras in hotel rooms watching people, I'd be worried about getting fired.
I'd sue. What do you got these cameras in these hotel rooms? So you watching people while they doing private business? So man, I'd sue the shit out there. I'd have $10,000 in a lawsuit. I'd be eating good. You know what I'm saying? Look.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it still ain't worth it.
I will risk an episode.
I got integrity, Honcho.
Man, fuck that integrity. That shit sound good. You know what I'm saying?
I got standards, and I got standards.
Man, look, my standard is $10,000, so there you go. Free, do nothing for $10,000, you get to have it.
Well, then you can take the $10,000, and I'm gonna pretend I didn't know shit.
And you gonna be wishing when that next motherfucker come off that $10,000 and they ain't don't nothing happen. You'll be like, damn.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see nothing, I didn't see it, and you can take the money, but I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. You can get a new
So
job.
I'm gonna leave it exactly where it's at.
I go to Men's Warehouse. I go to Men's Warehouse, buy a couple of little suits, buy some buy a couple of little shoes, make myself look decent. I go get another motherfucking job. Shit, fuck all that shit. Yeah, it's not my fault that people left that shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way a motherfucker just leaving $10,000. Like, what type of mentality do you have to just leave $10,000 laying around? Like, nobody's doing
like
that.
I said, my question be, what did they do to get this $10,000?
I don't give a fuck. What was they on?
I don't give a fuck.
Man, look.
Nobody wants criminals that they're doing.
I didn't do what they did. I didn't do it. They left it. Again, I'm finna take the money. What's the song? Take the money and run? Man, shit, I'm gone.
Or worse, they killed somebody and took this $10,000 and left it because they had to leave an IRA. No.
Man, so you worry about all the wrong shit.
That's legit shit to worry about.
You see what you're doing is you implement all these hypotheticals when the $10,000 is right there. There are no there's no the money is here. The hypotheticals are in your mind. So they could have hit a jackpot at the fucking casino, or they might have, had a small winning on the lottery or something. Who knows? Okay. So if they did,
if they hit the jackpot at the casino and run that $10,000, then that would still be wrong with me to pay.
why would
it's not my money?
Obviously, they didn't give that much of a fuck about winning if they just left it there. Who does that?
If they were leaving in a hurry, they forgot it.
Why would they leave it in a hurry?
How would they even know?
Why were they leaving in a hurry? Like, if you had a $10,000 winning at a hotel or at a casino, and this is an event that doesn't happen often in your life, you're just like, wow, I've never had a quick $10,000 come up. Shit. Even if you had a couple of $10,000 come ups or whatever it may be, you're not gonna just forget. Oh, I got $10,000 in the drawer. You just not gonna forget that unless you didn't. Unless you like I say, either you're not hurting and it's not that big of a concern, or
unless they drunk and they on drugs like Bredo and stuff, and they might forget it.
No, then that's their fault. Then that's even more of a man. See, look, you giving me better reasons to keep the shit. I'm insulted that you would say such things about Bredo. We all heard calm Bredo last night. Everybody was upset because Bredo was all calm and shit last night.
Bredo, because he couldn't drink. He's calm because he couldn't drink and didn't have no drugs.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with Bredo. Bredo's cool. But he does drink and do drugs.
Okay, well, how about this? If you ever come across $10,000, this is what you do. You send it to the P.O. box.
I'll leave it there and don't
send it to the P.O.
listen
box.
to your advice.
I will hold it for you. Okay, we'll hold it for 30 days. If nobody comes to claim it,
No, you can keep it.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't get it. You don't get it.
Okay.
If I ever
Okay, well,
$10,000, you make the trip.
You come across $10,000. Call the den line. Text the den line. I found $10K in the hotel. Make sure you send a picture. I'm gonna believe you lying. I'll come all the way out there. I'll even eat some of that shitty ass barbecue while I'm out there, and come pick the money up and slide straight back to the city. Be back in time for the den. Shit, man, ain't nobody gonna know shit. What are you saying? Tough.
You listening, Kay?
So yeah. How you talking about integrity? That's right, Dre. Man, Dre, you ain't. How you talking about integrity? You catfishing people.
What?
How you talking about integrity and you catfishing people?
I'm doing what?
Didn't you catfish your questionable cousin's boyfriend or some shit like that? That ain't integrity. That's deception.
That's different.
That ain't nothing different about it. That's deception.
That is a completely different situation.
Well, it's not a completely different. That's deception. That's not integrity. You're putting out.
That is not deception.
You're acting on a false
Nobody
narrative.
got hurt. Nobody got hurt.
How you talking about nobody got hurt? They was talking about jumping a nigga. You said nobody got hurt. They
didn't even have him. They didn't even jump him.
But they
just
talked
yelled and screamed at each other.
But they anticipated fighting this man. So you didn't know that wasn't going to happen. You don't know what could have happened. She could have had a small pocket knife and carved her initials in his stomach. You don't know what would have happened.
It couldn't have happened too much because she was on the nigga's dick next day. So what the fuck?
But the possibility was there.
She went home with the nigga that was in his lap. So who cares a fuck? It didn't happen. So, like, he didn't get jumped. They just yelled and screamed at each other.
So he was emotionally destroyed. He was emotionally distraught. So he'll never be the same.
How is he so emotionally distraught? She went home with him and fucked his ass.
That don't mean nothing. He still got yelled at. He might be he could be soft. He might have felt threatened. That could have been a force fucking. So he felt like
he is. No. You are not about to go home with the woman that's screaming and yelling at you and fuck her. You're not about to do that.
But he just did. You just said they were screaming. You just said they were screaming and yelling at him, and then you just said he went home and fucked her. So that happened.
If you are emotionally distraught, you're not about to fuck her.
Man, there's a lot of emotionally distraught people out there fucking, man. This is tough. This is tough stuff. I'm upset about what I'm hearing right now.
If you emotionally distraught, you are not fucking the woman that made you emotionally distraught.
Niggas make bad decisions. Pussy is pussy. I mean, it has a way of overpowering certain men's minds. So, look, You might be trying to take some anger out on the pussy, so who knows? You never know.
So if a woman shows up with her friends or family members or whatever, and they talking about jumping you, and they set you up, and you feeling emotionally distraught, you still gonna fuck her.
Yeah, emotions are crazy, man. Emotions are tough. But one, I'm not finna get set up like that because I'm not finna fall for the okie doke. Two, I fight them bitches. I ain't never scared. You know what I'm saying? I listened to Bone Crusher when I was
Okay, but if you did fall for it, you telling me from a man's point of view that you gonna still fuck your baby mama?
There we go with these hypotheticals.
Or fuck this bitch. No. Answer the question, Honcho. Why you
all this hypothetical? See, look, if I got set up, which is not going to happen.
Because it don't make sense.
Baby mamas, which don't exist. See, all these hypotheticals, I can't. Look, just take the damn money. Just take the damn $10,000.
No, I ain't fucking taking the money. You can have the money. I'm not taking shit.
Well, okay, like I said,
I got good work ethics.
Yeah, okay.
And I got moral standards and integrity.
No. We didn't already eradicated the moral standards and integrity. Good work ethic is not going to stop with $10,000. You know what I'm
yes, saying? It is. Because you're not about to fuck up my work ethic.
How? That's going to make me work harder. Shit, I'm going to be looking for every room. I'm going to be cleaning the shit out of every room looking for more $10,000. I'm going to work even harder. What are you talking about?
You're not about to fuck me up. You're not about to fuck up my perfect work ethic. I'm a hard worker. I bust my ass at my job. Not about to fuck that up, all because you want that $10,000.
Okay. Like I said, if you come across it, just holler at your boy. That's all I got to say about that.
And then you can have the money. You can take the money all you want. I'm pretend I don't know nothing.
Man, it's not gonna even be a second guess. I'm finna gas up and I'm on the way. I'm finna Google map the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say stay there. Don't go nowhere till I get there. You know what I'm saying? Since you don't even want to move it or put no fingerprints on it. You know, don't let nobody check into that room. You know, matter of fact, I'll get on whatever hotels.com or book it or something, and I'll book that specific room. And I will be on the way. Don't even fool with it. I'm coming get that shit. And I'm finna slide up with that bitch. I'm finna slide to the left. Cha-cha now, y'all. I'm finna be gone. That's it. That's it. There ain't no questions asked. I wish a nigga would. Anyway, look, you see, that's the problem. You know what they say. Opportunity is when hard work. I forgot when preparation is hard.
Hard work will pay off in the end when it's time.
Okay. Well, let me know when that hard work pay you $10K. In a few seconds, and I will definitely, I'll definitely commend you on that.
My hard work will pay off in the end of a high-paying career and a house.
Okay, $10,000. You know that could have went. You know, you could have put that in the stash to go towards the down payment. You know, but hey, you know, it is what it is. You know, I ain't even gonna argue with you. You got it. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you do. Whatever helps you sleep at night. But I know $10K under the pillow will help me sleep just a little bit better. You know.
Nah.
Okay, so what if it was just $50 on the street and you was just you walk down the street?
I still wouldn't. Okay, $50. I'll pick it up, but then I'll try to find who lost it.
Hell no, you finna get a guy for $50. You tripping. You gonna try to find it. If I'm walking down the street and I see just a random $50 bill rolling down.
Like my ass has lost money and hope that somebody gives me my money back.
Did they give you your money back?
Unfortunately, some people are dirty.
Did they give you your money back though?
No, because I lost my wallet.
Oh, okay, well, then
and with hundreds of dollars in it. And that still pisses me off.
Okay, well that's the universe paying you back your money. It's like an investment. It was an investment. They giving you your money back. I don't know about you, Shannon. I like Miss Shannon, but you talking real crazy right now.
I'm not talking real crazy. Like I know what it's like to panic and look at I tore my fucking house looking for that money.
Well, now you lost.
Nearly tore everything up in my house looking for that money.
Okay. Well, if you find $50 on the street, make sure you call the den first. Ask me if I lost any money, and I will let you know how that works out. Because I'm pretty
So
sure.
I just know what it's like to panic over lost money. So I'm just not gonna take it.
Man, look. Hey, well, I mean, whatever floats your boat. I can't argue with you. If you're gonna be steadfast in your beliefs, don't let me be the one that changes those. So, that's all I got. So I'm gonna give you an E for effort. But all I know, a wise philosopher once said, "It's all about the Benjamin." So shit, I'm taking that shit. Okay. Well, anything else you'd like to add, Miss Shannon? That made me go. I said I was for the rabbit. You made me argue
No,
about this money.
that's all I had to say.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Miss Shannon.
All right, bye.
All right. All right. Before we wrap this up, I want to do a little quick poll. 0 for no, 1 for yes. If you happen to be staying in a hotel room and you found $10,000, would you keep it? Yes or no? I'm curious to see how the people feel. Female Pimp Goofy said, you didn't answer before the question even got asked. You already put no. Your answer is no. Your answer is null and void now. What a call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Ashley.
Miss Ashley, how are you doing this evening?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am doing good. I'm doing excellent. Life is good. Have you ever had a one night stand, Miss Ashley?
No.
Would you ever consider a one night stand?
I don't know. I might.
What would the situation have to be for you to have a one night stand?
I don't know. It's just I've never had one. So I think I would probably just say no unless I really wanted to do it.
Okay. Interesting. What if you found $10,000? Would you keep it or would you give it back?
Like, what's the scenario?
You just happen to check into a hotel room and you're looking in the nightstand for the Bible so you can do your nightly Bible reading, and you just happen to see $10,000 laying there in the drawer. And say you stay the whole time, nobody comes to claim it, and it's checkout time. Are you taking that $10,000 with you?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay, why not?
I don't, just because, like, people always do those YouTube pranks, and, like, what would you do? Like, the money could totally be fake. And then I'm on some skit, like, fucking hiding money, looking like a jackass. I don't know. I'm just super paranoid like that.
You gotta get off the weed. Weed making you paranoid. Man, I'll risk it. I'll be on some what would you do fame. Fuck it. And I'm serious.
They'll be like, as soon as I leave, they'll be like, oh, so why did you keep the money?
But here's the deal. You'd have to sign some type of waiver or disclaimer for them to put you on for them to be able to show your face. I just wouldn't sign that waiver. I'm not going to sign this waiver. That way my face never gets shown and nobody ever finds out that I did the dirt. So it's like it is what it is.
No, that is just like, that's my biggest fear.
You're like, look, shit. I'm leaving out the window. I ain't leaving out the hotel room door. I'm going out the window. I even know them bitches don't be opening up. I'm gonna find a way to jimmy that bitch open. I'm gone. Okay. Let me see. So you see, you never had a one night stand. You might consider it. Don't know what scenario exactly would it have to be. And you wouldn't take the $10,000. So what if you were just randomly walking down the street and you just saw a stack of money, or even a $50 bill?
Like, did I Like, did I see somebody drop it or what?
No. You have no real idea of identifying whose money it is. And it's just the money is there. You can't identify. There's no wallet. There's no information. There's not anybody even around that you can see in your in your peripheral or anywhere nearby. Just money. Do you take it?
Yeah, I mean, see, I'd probably take it like that, but like if there's a way they could possibly trace it back to me, like if someone's like, oh, I just stayed in this room and I just left the room, I wouldn't steal it. If they could possibly find me, but if they couldn't, then yeah, I'd probably take it.
But how could they prove that it was theirs?
Who?
There's somebody who said they may have just stayed in that room. How could they prove that it was theirs?
Because why would they say it's their 10,000? Like if they knew the amount.
Okay. What if they were the people? What if the $10,000 was already there and they forgot to take it when they left? So it was actually $10,000 there before they got there, and they forgot to take it, and they just left it there. Now it's your $10,000.
Yeah, I mean, like if I don't know, if I found it and someone was like, oh, I left $10,000, then I would think it's their money. And I wouldn't, fight somebody over their money.
Okay. What if they just said they left some money, but they didn't say the exact amount?
No, they'd have to say the exact amount.
No, okay. All right, I got you. Okay. I don't know. Have you ever done anything on alcohol that has lowered your inhibitions that you might not normally do when sober?
Like alcohol?
Yes.
No, I mean, I don't really drink to get like shit faced. I get like a little buzz, but I don't get blackout drunk.
And what is your beverage of choice when you drink?
I just like beer or Jaeger.
Oh, that's right. You did say Jaeger. You like the Jaeger bombs. That's right. You did say that. What type of beer do you drink?
Just mainly like I like red, like really dark beer.
Okay.
I like Hefeweizen, Stout. I don't know.
Okay.
Just drink whatever's good.
Okay. Interesting. That's tough. So I said Kawhi going to the Clippers. That's two very passive aggressive individuals. That should be very interesting.
What?
Now, somebody said Kawhi is supposed to be going to the Clippers. I think, did they say the Clippers? Did y'all say the Clippers or he's going to, or did y'all say he ended up with KD?
Oh.
I'm trying to see what they were saying about Kawhi, where he's ended up. Okay. All right. I don't really have any further questions. Is there something else that you would like to add?
Yeah, I wanted to say Rashida is rude, and every time I call in, she acts like a child, and she always comments mean things.
So, why do you think that is?
I don't know, because from my understanding, she's old as fuck, so I don't know what's her problem.
Okay, well,
I don't know. I just don't know what her problem is. I think it's childish. And I could make comments when she calls in, because she usually sounds drunk. And she sounds like a ghetto troll, but I never do that. Because I'm not that type of person. But, anyways, I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Fuck Rashida.
Okay. I have nothing else to add to that.
Me neither.
Okay. Well, Miss Ashley, I appreciate you for calling in, and I hope you have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Bye.
Bye. All right. I think something tells me I shouldn't take this call, but I'm gonna take this. This is gonna be the last call because I've been supposed to get off here with y'all like 40 minutes ago. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do you got calling into the den this evening? Hello, hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Oh, this is my name.
Oh, my name. How are you doing, Miss My Name? How would you like to contribute to the conversation this evening?
Nah, I don't want to talk about the one night stand crap. But actually leave Rashida alone. Rashida can say whatever she want to say. And also with the hotel situation. Now I did hotel housekeeping at one point, and you can whatever a guest leave after they check out, you can have it. I've never had to tell the people what my tip is because it's already understood. Once that person check out, you can have whatever that's left in that room. Unless they call and say they left something and want it, then it's different. And also while they're still there, like they have a certain way they might leave a tip. They might leave it on the counter or somewhere for you if they're giving you a tip. But once they leave, whatever's left is yours. So I wouldn't turn no $10,000 in. If they ain't call about it, it's mine, and I don't have to tell nobody about it. But that's it.
So, like, is there a statute of limitations of how long they have to call?
If they don't, after they leave, if they don't make mention of it that day, then you can spend it. What you gonna do after you spend it? They didn't call and say nothing about it. So if it ain't within that time period, they messed up, and there's nothing that can be done to you because it's yours once they leave, check out, whatever left in that room. And people be getting nice tips, you know. Sometimes it do be large amounts and stuff like that. They leave beer, they leave all different types of stuff. Whatever they leave, cameras, people who have gotten cameras and stuff like that. So whatever they leave is yours.
I'm finna call every hotel I ever stayed in and said that I left some money. I need to go back and collect that. You know, look, y'all winning over there. Shit, I'm trying to get it come up too. Goddamn. Okay, that's what's up. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
Thank you for calling in, Miss My Name.
Okay, bye.
All right. So I ain't fooling with y'all no more. Goddamn. I'll be having things to do. Goddamn it. So there's a bunch of shakeups going on, huh? Here, so I was gonna tell the story, but since we definitely had a little bit of time over and everything, I'll make it short and brief. I had a situation, and I think I've shared the story before though, but about how it was a long friendship. It was a chick that I was trying to fuck with in college, and in college it did not quite go right. Some situations happened that were. Thought it was gonna be one thing. I guess there was some miscommunication, so it didn't quite happen that way. But we was cool. I left school, lost contact for a while. We started chopping it up again for a while later on in life, and we hung out a couple of times. Never really, talked on that level. And so one time we end up hanging out. And going to a little spot I liked because that was a whole crazy fucking night. And I wonder, and I wonder if some of the situations from that night played into it because there was a bunch of weird things that happened. And like I said, it's a long story to go into, so maybe next time I'll get into more of the details. But long story short, all of these things took place. And that night, instead of going home, I was like, nah, it's probably not a good idea that you go back home way across town and shit. Because definitely got plastered that night. Got plastered that night. I don't know if y'all know, what do they call them? 4 horsemen and 5-star generals. I don't know if y'all have ever had any of those. But I had several of those last night. Like, for some reason that night at that particular location, we was hanging out. It just seemed like I knew everybody in the house that night. So I'm buying folks drinks, they buying me drinks, everybody getting wasted. I felt like a superstar, I guess. And along with some other weird things that took place. But yeah, so we end up kind of hooking up. But I don't know. Maybe I guess for so long when you had a certain level of expectation in the situation and it doesn't quite play out the way Baker, man, what's the motherfucking deal? It doesn't quite play out the way that you planned it, or you thought it may have been so long ago. It was a little bit of, I don't want to say a letdown, but just didn't go as planned. And then we never fucked around after that again. We kind of lost contact for a while. And then, perfect timing. At Honcho HTX, Instagram, Twitter. You can catch, if you want to follow my personal social medias, like the video, hit that subscribe button if you're new, if you're just tuning in, and make sure you like it so YouTube knows that we got some good stuff going on here, but they don't care. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Den Show Live at Gmail if you want to send an email. We ain't, this weekday's over, but I think I'm gonna I'm gonna give y'all a 1 p.m. Den tomorrow because I missed today. So Saturday 1 p.m. we will have a special 1 p.m. Saturday stream to make up for the missed one. Den Show Podcast, you can listen to the podcast, the audio on iTunes and most major platforms except for Spotify. Den Show Shop, we'll get you some of this Den Show merch. You can go get you Never Seen a Hate in Real Life, one of them Honchos, my homie shirts or something like that. Appreciate those of you who have copped some merch. Definitely appreciate it. The Den Line, you can call Den Line anytime, 833-284-3336. If you want to send a message, maybe have an idea for a topic, want to send a screenshot, want to send a memes, any kind of little funny stuff that you got. Again, it's all appreciated. Sometimes you just want to say what's up. It's always good. You can make a one-time donation via Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Shout out to Miss D. Nelly. I appreciate you dropping some Denjamins in the den this evening. And I appreciate everybody who's been showing love and supporting the channel in a variety of ways, either sharing. Make sure you share this. You have to share the den with like-minded friends. That is the best method of growth for the channel because we talk a little crazy. Sometimes YouTube don't like me talking and cussing, but hey, fuck them. Patreon.com if you want to pledge for the long-term success of this community. Shout out to James, Tina Starry-Eyed, Miss Grace, Donald Trump, Dan the Man, Diana, Miss Goya, and hold on. I'm missing one. Hold on. Betty Spaghetti. Bow! A player never forgets. I'm like an elephant. I don't never forget it. That's why I wear the elephant. I don't never forget. I'm forgetting everything. But shout out to all of them, and you can go to patreon.com/The Den if you want to support. But I appreciate all of you for tuning in tonight. But yeah, basically, like I said, I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but it didn't play out as expected. And maybe you build something up in your mind and you like, man, after all this time, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, and this, a little bit of it. And I don't want to say it was a bad situation. It just didn't go as anticipated, so it is what it is. But with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all the callers tonight. I appreciate all of you, chiming in with your opinions. I still don't believe Shannon. She'd have took that $10,000. And, it is what it is. But hey, if you find it, like I say, hit me. I'm on the road. I'm on the road since you call. I don't care if it's 2 in the morning. You say you got 10K, I'm on the way. And then tell me where the best spot to get some barbecue in Kansas City is. And I'm going to eat some. I'm going to spit on it because it's going to be trash. And I'm going to come back to Texas and give me some good shit. I'm going to slide by Shaq Kush house. I'm going to break him off a couple of racks and say, get on the barbecue pit, man. I need some of that real Texas barbecue. But with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Most of all, I want to say it's an honor, a privilege, a pleasure to get to chop it up, to have the opportunity, the ability to just to get to link up with y'all, man, just to know your thoughts, just to know how y'all feel. I sincerely do appreciate it. Like I said, tomorrow we will have a 1 p.m. stream to make up for the one I missed today. So with that being said, I'm going to steal, get some meals, all that other good shit. Just guard your pistachios and them hoes mine. I'm out. Do 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 do. I don't want to hear that shit to market. That's all you get. Goddamn, I always complaining about the damn music and shit. Ain't no music in the outro no more. I'm gonna call my partner Dan and his partner Cliff. I'm gonna tell them where the market live. They're gonna pull up. You don't want no smoke. With that being said, I'm out, y'all.